Welcome, Ji. Today I am going to discuss one of the basic functional interface known as a supplier interface. Here I am going to discuss how we are going to use a supplier interface and with one basic example so that we can easily understand how we are going to write a. So our motto is to understand to discuss supplier interface. Okay, best way to discuss is to write one simple example. After that, we are going to discuss further. So here, I am going to write one simple example with the second thing here. I am to discuss about how uh, Java support to write code as a lazy evaluations. So, one of the best one example you can say of the supply interface is that in the place where you want to make some lazy variations, at that time you can use supply interface. So here I'm just going to write one of the basic one example which demonstrate key how without supplier interface we are going to compute or evaluate our functions on early evaluation with the help of supplier interface. The same way we can write the lazy evaluations code as well as. So here I am going to writing first example with the uh, early evaluations. How Java in Java we are writing a code. Just I'm writing one simple static void test uh, early evaluation. Okay, your text. And for that we are writing two method. One was a basic text key boolean match. One is a compute function take any string as an argument and just return str contain that's key alphabet. Okay, now just for ensuring that these methods are evaluated or not, we are just writing one message. Okay, okay. In compute method invoke it. Yes, invoked. Okay, right. And here I am going to just check one method match. 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 Take two argument boolean b1 comma boolean b2. Just if both our logics, let's return if b1 and b2 both are same question mark column return matched match as return non-matched. Okay, this is our code. Here I am going to write just simple key. Let's key we have a your boolean b1 equal to your compute method. Let's pass bb. Here boolean math boolean, let's keep b2, and here I'm going to compute method a, and now I'm going to check our your match function. Match function what? Take b1 and b2. If I'm going to run this program, what do you feel? Here our programs uh, run, and okay, first we have to know. Here you know, for here we have a b1 compute b1, then b2. Here we have a b1 invoke function, b1 one invoke, then again b2, then again b2 invoke, and then this is the non-match. Okay, but what our match function say, if b1 true and then b2 simple, you know, these are the your short circuit operator. If this is non-true, why need to evaluate this? Simply returns your non-match. But here we have to evaluate both parameter and then decide this is match or not match. So here we are two operations b1 and b2, but these two variables are early evaluated, then passed to this method, and on invoking this method, these two computation is already done, but here we are checking result only. So in the same code, now we are going to think how supplier interface help out to write this same code in the, you can say, lazy evaluation. When needed, then your compute function invoke. When not needed, they are not going to invoke. That means if this is true, then evaluate this. If this is false, why need to evaluate this expression? This is short circuit. So I am writing just same as a test lazy evaluation. Okay. Here we are now I'm here discussing about a supplier interface. What is a supplier interface? How to write? You know, supplier first. Supplier interface. The supplier interface is the functional interface. Supplier interface is the functional interface. Here we have defined only one method, which get. This is a functional interface which take does not nothing any argument but returns one object to you. Which types of you are returning here? So this is the interface, uh, functional interface you can use where your function does not take any input but result return an output. In this scenario, we have to use this functional interface. I already discussed what are the way write to functional interface, how to use it. See here, I'm going to simply write this interface through lambda expression. I am not going to detail out how lambda expressions are able to write a code. I already discussed explained in the multiple videos. If you don't know how we are going to implement functional interface by a lambda expression, just watch my videos, for I have already talks about the functional interface, consumer interface, predicate interface, how they are interface are writing a lambda expression, what are the best, how you can easily understood to write those limit expression. Here I'm just going to show these are the here I'm going to write not I am just writing your supplier interface. Supplier interface. Let's keep v1 equal to they does not take any input argument but return. So we have just found compute function your pp. They return boolean. Similarly, we have a supplier interface v2. Let's here. Now we have to change our this match function. We have to overload our match function. Here we have to write supplier of type boolean supplier of type boolean. Sure. So here, what this supply interface, I already discussed with supply interface have a, if you want to get value, you have to invoke this get method. So here, now these are the not primitive, but this is the functional interface object. The here we have get function, and now here we have get function. So now our code is done. So here I am again passing the here I am again one supplier for compute function, another supplier for another compute function. We are function passing these two supplier in your match function. Match function है boolean b1 supplier b2 supplier. Here if b1 get true then this evaluation happen. If this true, this also true, then this is a match. If this is a false, then this code does not need to evaluate. So in that case, our this compute method don't need to evaluate here. First expression is already evaluated false. Then next expression doesn't need to evaluate. So we are going to run it. I am going to just comment out this code. I am calling this. Okay. I just run it and now let's check what are the here. Here you notice we have a two compute function for supplier B1 for supplier B2. But whenever we are passing in a match, at that time they are only invoked one sub compute function. The reason that key our this short circuit operations if this first is evaluated false why first parameter is the b and our basic compute function what they if check this compute function input string a alphabet a then they return true or false. Now this function evaluate false then this supplier doesn't need to invoke. So this second compute function was not invoked. So here in short we can say that whenever you want to some kind of calculation, some kind of evaluation where you want on the place where you actually need to evaluate some code, some function, and that place we have to use this supplier interface. The supplier interface is very simple interface, but use is very powerful useful. Generally used for the lazy evaluation. When lazy evaluation means when really needed, when you really needed to evaluate this function or not. If not needed, you don't invoke. In eager evaluations, your both compute function in our here in both compute function we have to first evaluate it. After the getting result, then we are going to the check match. Both are matched or not matched. If first parameter say this is false, why need to evaluate second parameter? But in our eagerly evaluation, we have to evaluate both expression a compute function eagerly. But in the case of lazy evaluation, with the help of supplier interface, you have a provisions. These are the lambda expression. You pass not a result. Here we are passing the result, but here we are passing a complete function definition. When when this function invoke get, at that time this body is evaluated. Here, whenever compiler come here, first line statement this evaluate. Note it down. This is the one even supplier interface. Okay, this is the body definition of an interface. Here they are not going to compute invoke or compute functions. Just note it down. There is a supplier interface, and we have to invoke compute function when supplier want to invoke. Similarly, when instruction go to the next jump to next session, B2 supplier, they have also evaluate compute function, but at this place this compute function is not invoked. Just compile and note it down. Now B2 supplier, they have some compute functions, but when they want, that time this function will be computed. Now when this both supplier will pass to this match method. Now here supplier first B1 say I want to get the result. At that time this his compute function was invoked, and the particular results, what the function result, that result come here, and here identify these are the true or false. The first evaluation say these are the false. If this is the false, we don't go to evaluate second, and finally ternary operator return your not match. So in short, supplier interface help out to when you really want to execute some block, some execution body, at that place they are executed. Else compiler just noted down you have written one supplier, but they are not evaluated until you are not invoking this your get function. When you are invoking get function, the particular body is evaluated. When you are invoking get function, that particular body will be evaluated. Okay, so in short, I am trying to say here, whenever you need to condition basis invoke some particular functions, you want to you will calculate some logic that under some condition basis when sometime needed, sometime not needed. So in the case of eagerly evaluation, you have to evaluate both. You have to evaluate both the both the both function first. Okay? In eagerly, you have to evaluate first and get the result. Get the result. Second evaluated, get the result, and after that check it is true or false, and then the result is done. But in the case of a functional interface, you have a both function. You have both function, but they are not evaluated. Just waited until they are not used. Here I want to get go and evaluate this code and check result. It is okay, then end. Going to check, no, not this is short circuit, this result is false. Why I am going to invoke again? So only this function is executed. This function is not executed because this left side parameter is not needed here. So hope now you are able to look what are the places where you are able to use this supplier interface. Supplier interface is very simple interface, but used for the very effective way to the for the lazy evaluation, for somewhere your performance kind of things where you can use this interface. Okay, hope this is useful, and let's keep any doubts and query here. Just write the comment box. I will help out to reply as well as. Thank you.